is in the air here at New Hampshire. New Hampshire, when this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Jowers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day. Welcome, everybody, to Sim Racing Short Trackers as we get ready to go live here tonight. Should be a fun race, 125 laps around Oxford Plains Speedway. Sorry about the national anthem, I kind of just had to throw that up there. My other one somehow got deleted, which is a strange one. Anyway, so tonight, Sim Racing Short Trackers, we'll take a look real fast at the points once I quit being lazy and bring it up. I have it here somewhere. And I will let everybody know where everybody's running the points. We got a pretty good group of guys coming in. And I was trying to find it. If I can find it. There we go. Alright, so coming in right now, we got about 13 guys that's actually in here, give or take on that. Maybe 13, I believe, is what we do have. Coming in since this week, Logan Runyon, who is currently second on the board right now, currently first leading the standings by 10 points. Royce Schiavano had moved up 4 spots last week, and he will be second in points, 10 points behind Logan. Blake Heather is currently in third. Chris Stump is in fourth, and fifth place goes to David Knowles, tied with Dylan Little. Tommy Hayes also there. Landon Saraka, Mike Abbott, Jamie Christensen. So we got a pretty good group of guys, as I mentioned. Oxford Plains is track today, very short, 0.35 miles. Very cool and very fun track, as you see some of the pictures just around the speedway. Pretty cool place. Of course, 4 turns. Track temp 107 degrees. Weather 82 degrees. 2-mile-an-hour skies. You can see how short Oxford is. You can always see the rubber laying down on the track in these late models. Pretty much you're turning the entire time. You do not let up. I know we got Delaney in here. She knows a little bit about Oxford as well. That's up in her area. So Delaney, you can mention about Oxford, and stuff like that. This place has been around for a while. Let's just be honest. Coming in here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Oxford has been around since, when was it? I'm probably going to have to look it up. I believe it was like 1960? 1950. 1950 is when it opened. Up in Oxford, Maine. Of course, they have the big race up there every year, the Oxford 250. That's pretty well known. They run the super late models up there weekly, I believe. Well, I don't know if there's season. I think the season's over now, but yeah. So a little bit of information about it. I thought that was pretty cool. This place actually has 14,000 seats, which I'm actually surprised that many seats is even able to be here. But I was sitting there looking just about some of the drivers that have raced there. Jeff Bodine actually raced there quite a bit. Kyle Busch raced up there in 2011 and won. Travis Benjamin, another NASCAR driver, raced up there this year, a couple years ago. Pretty cool. So, I was interested by some of the facts about this. I do know that they run like street stocks and stuff like that up there as well. So, and by the way, Delaney, Joe's not racing. He actually had to back out because his setup, he didn't want to cause problems for people. And his setup was not where he wanted it to be, so he is not racing. He actually backed out last moment, which kind of is a bummer because I was anxious to see how he would run against these guys. Oxford setups are really hard to make, and he was working on looseness of the race car. It's just really loose. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but yeah, he's not racing. So practice comes to an end. Qualified will begin now. And we'll see how these guys do. Of course, this race is sponsored by Treadwear. You'll see the commercials and stuff during the break. And we'll get them in. So qualifying starts now. Well, in 2 seconds. That's a cool looking fire truck. I just want to point that out. When did iRacing scan that? Lord. So qualifying gets underway. This is actually not open qualifying. It shows 10 minutes. The qualifying session is actually a lot shorter than that. I just want to mention that. Oh, here we go. The number 11. Cole Eastman in the 111 car GoPro Monte Carlo. See, he's going to start out wide in turn 4. He's going to gas and go. There it goes with green flag here at Oxford Speedway for qualifying. Getting through turn 3 and 4, really nice. You got to be right on that bump. That speed bump, I guess, what I call it. I don't really know what the curb, I guess you could call it as well. He is currently first at the moment with a 15.977. See if he can get a little bit faster in the second lap. He's definitely not. That's definitely not going to get the pole. 16:10 the next lap. It's definitely not going to get the pole, but I think it's going to put you somewhere in the top 10 possibly. Roy Schiavano currently jumped up 4 spots the last week in the standings. Currently second right now. He's going to reset. One thing I've noticed, and I don't know if you guys can tell as well, some of these cars, you're going to see it, especially in turn 1. And Logan's is doing the same thing, kind of. Not as much. There was one car that was really high in turn 1. I mean, that left front fender was coming up really high in the turns. Logan's does not do it in the turns as much as he resets. We'll go over Brian Hacker in the 11 car. You can see how much higher his car actually sits up in the turns. There is so much load on that right front tire that you can just see the weight difference in the right front compared to the left. And look at just the front of that car raise up in the corners. And that's one thing about this place. This thing's not that friendly on tires, and these guys are going to have to conserve the tire as much as they can. Because of that, as Brian Hacker will take first place with a 15.755. That may be good enough to get pole. We'll see. Hop over to Adam Maddox in the 94. His don't sit up as high as some of the other guys either. So you don't have as much load on one side. He's currently fourth with a 15.755. He actually tied for that position, I believe. He did. He actually tied with Brian Hacker with 17 or 15.755. Dale Albright in the number 26. So you can see how much load he's got as well. He had quite a bit on that right front tire. he's going to get a little loose on the exit. Oh, he's going to go around. That is a problem. You hit the speed bump, you could go around. He stayed on it trying to get more out of it. 98 rolling out of pits. Christoph, let's get a ride on board with the 98 of Chris. While I'm going out and do this, guys, I apologize. Thought I had it up already. See him close to the curb. He works through turn 2. You see, he really does not quit turning that steering wheel. That is one thing that I've noticed, as he's going to probably want to go around because he's got some speed up. Good save there, good recovery, as he qualifies 6th place with 15.829. Coming out of turn 4, we'll see if he can improve. We haven't seen many people improve on that first lap. And he will not improve that lap as well. Here's the guy everybody's really kind of watching, Logan Straka. He knows, well, everybody knows he's fast. We'll see what he can do in the number 21. He works through turn number 4 in the Ford late model. He has really good exit speed, and I think that's kind of what you want, is that launch out of these corners, because that could help you on the straightaway. I guess you could call it a straightaway. It could help you set up a pass, and he's actually going to reset, it looks like. As Tommy Haynes driving a Peyton Sellers number 17 from Danville Toyota. Kind of weird it says Danville Toyota, but it's Chevy. I think we might need to get that fixed there, Tommy. Across the start finish line, he will improve his second lap and puts him up to 8th. Here comes Landon out of turn 2. He did reset, so we'll see what he can do. And he will jump to the top of the board with a 15.557. Looks like it's going to be enough for the pole. I want to pull in Adam Maddox. Hey, Adam, you got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Man, going to be right now starting 5th. A couple guys haven't qualified yet. What's it going to take for you to be able to get the car up front? And this is a tough track.
I hate this place. This is a really hard track to get around. You're always turning. And you can see the lines getting really dark around the bottom. My experience in the past here sounds weird. You can get it hooked up top. You're going to the front.
Let me ask you, tires. We see a lot of guys, you know, of course it's an open setup league, but we see a lot of guys with the left front a lot higher or more load, I guess you could say, on the right front. When you go and make your setup for a place like this, is that something you look for to try to save tires, or is it pretty much, you know, go all out every lap?
I definitely want to save tires here. You know, we do not allow tire changes at this race. Only, in fact, one race this season we will, and that's the last race of the season. We'll allow a set of right sides. Yeah, no tire changes allowed, so that is the key. Keeping the sheet metal straight and the tires under it.
Man, we know points is the big issue right now. Go out there and see if you can make some ground up tonight. Right now, it looks like you'll be starting 5th, so good luck, and I'll be up here watching you.
Thanks, man. Anytime you want to pull any of us in, just pull us in.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right, let's hop over and talk to Landon. It looks like he's going to be your pole sitter. Hey, Landon, you got me?
10-4.
Hey, man, right now, it looks like you're going to be your pole sitter. And, of course, you set the pace in practice as well. Your teammate right behind you. Now, I know you're not going to give too much away when it comes to setup-wise talking about it. But I noticed in practice that a lot of guys right front, or I'm sorry, the left front was a lot higher going through the turns, which put more load on that right front tire. Is that something you guys thought about on whenever building the setup was a way to save tires and stuff as the run goes on?
Yeah, we basically worked last night to try to get it to pen the left front more, to get more heat into the left front so you're not killing the right front. It's hard to do at this place with the lack of banking there is, so it's really hard, and you can't totally take away everything from the right front, but you can certainly try.
Of course, this is a day race, and we haven't had, I think this may be the first day race of the season, and the track temp's very hot. It's 104, 107, something like that. Could that play a factor as well on how, how aggressive you want to be early to try not to kill them left front or right front tire?
Oh, yeah, for sure, especially with this being 125 laps with no tires. You definitely have to save a little bit if you want anything at the end.
Well, you're one of the favorites. You and your team always does a great job, so go out there and see if you all can pull out another win. I know you and Logan both work hard on the setup, so y'all are always up front. So good luck, man, and I'll be up here watching.
Thanks, sir. Have to be talking to you at the end.
Oh, you bet. We're probably going to be talking to Landon. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, he is on rails tonight. I mean, he's a tenth faster than Logan. And Logan's his teammate. And, I mean, Logan's always fast as well. A.J. Rogers is just as fast. And Roy Schiavano is sitting fourth right now. Landon's the guy to beat. Something's going to have to happen in order for, I think, guys to beat him. Just my opinion. Now, he may not have the long-run car. He honestly may not. That's something we don't really know yet. And 125 laps is a very short race around here. I mean, 13-second lap or 15-second laps. This race goes by in a hurry. So it's interesting. I don't know. People in the chat, give me thoughts. Who gets to win? Personally, me, I think Lando's going to get to win. That's just me. I think we've seen too much out of him and his team for him not to have to win. And he's fast week in and week out, him and Logan both. And I think that will be the overall outcome. And Logan right now is your point sitter. Landon sits 8th in the points. So Landon needs a good run. Logan can actually, he still needs a solid run because Royce is only 10 points behind him. So, and then 11 points behind him is Blake Heather, I believe, who's not in here, I don't think. No, he is not. So, yeah, I mean, there's some points to be made up for sure by a lot of these guys. I mean, we don't have very many races left as we get a look at your grid as they start to line up. It will be Landon Soraka, Logan Runyon, the teammates on the front row. Row number 2. We got A.J. Rogers, Roy Schiavano, and that's 76. Both of them guys may have something. I can't sit there and count a lot of these guys out because you just never know. Adam Maddox in the 94, we talked to him. Brian Hacker in the number 11 car, starting alongside Chris Stump behind him. Dale Albright in the 26 will start in row number 4. Row number 5, we got Tommy Hayes, Jamie Christensen, and Cole Eastman in row number 6. There we go. So as the grading starts to take place, you can see the two teammates. Give them some love here. RLMS Motorsports. There you go. Pretty much identical paint schemes, just with different colors on the sides. Pretty cool paint, I'm not going to lie. We'll see if Landon can pull this one off. And this place is so tough to pass. It's interesting when we talked to Adam, he said that a lot of people ain't going to believe it, but he moves up to the higher line. Well, that's interesting. We'll see how that plays out for him. It could be good, it could be bad. Let me know, guys, if the audio is not correct, and I'll fix it. Cars may be too loud, I may be too loud, may be too low, I don't know. So we'll go 2 laps around. This is actually the first day race of the season for these guys, so very cool. And the season ain't much longer. Tonight's Oxford, next week the Bull Ring, then Myrtle Beach, Martinsville, and Langley is your final 5 races. This is the last week was halfway in New Smyrna, where David Randu won it. If I'm saying his last name right. Pace car about to pull in down pit road. We're about to go green flag here. 125 laps, the scheduled distance for this race. Don't be surprised if we see long green flag runs. I'm just being honest. We may see some guys wreck, but not very much. Green flag is out, and I'm sorry, my what you call it is on. And I just want to mention the 21 already out front. We got a battle back here for 3rd place. And a little bit further back. The 98 coming up a little bit into the 11. Brian Hacker. Brian will fall back. Oh, now the inside. The 26. Dale Albright trying to take away the 7th position. And the pass will be complete. So move Dell now up to 7th. Move Brian back to 8th place after starting in 6th place. Lost 2 spots. One thing is, if you don't get to the bottom here early, you are going to lose spots, and we just seen it right there. Adam Maddox working on the 76, Royce Schiavano. Also see that 5 of A.J. Rogers went a little wide there as well. I wonder if that's meant to be in turn 1 and 2. He's running a little bit higher than a lot of these guys. For anybody wondering, it's just Sim Racing Short Trackers. They run every Tuesday night. They actually have a Tuesday night league as well, where they run Legends and Street Stocks. Roy Schiavano looking to try to pass for 3rd spot of A.J. Rogers. This could bring the 94 as well. A.J. going out a little wide here. Trying to complete the pass. And Schiavano almost completing it, and he will slide up in front of the 5 car. It's going to leave the bottom now open for the 94 of Adam Maddox to try to take away that spot as we work out of turn 4. And back into turn 1, Maddox takes it. A.J. Rogers still might be losing spots. Here comes Chris Stump trying to take that spot away. Pretty much like, kind of reminds me of Talladega or something you would see there in a big super, speedway race where you get left on the outside, or maybe Martinsville would be the word, I guess, where you get caught on the outside, you just keep falling back. We do see Dale Albright or Brian Hacker trying to take over 7th. It looks like he does take that over. Chris Stump falls up in front of the 5 of A.J. Rogers. So A.J. actually went from 3rd place all the way back to 6th in about 10 laps. Well, about 8 laps or so. And another thing about this place is it does not take long to get lapped. There's your leader. Already going into turn 2. Last right now, Jamie Christensen exiting turn 4. So about a half a track right now. That's really closing pretty fast. Last time by, fastest car on track was Logan Runyon in 2nd place with the 15.992. Coming out of turn 4, you can see that car's really hooked up to the bottom. Looks like it's rotating very good. Riding on board with your leader right now. Pit road here is very difficult too. It's actually, to me, whenever I'm trying to get on pit road, it kind of looks like 2 pit roads. You got one, and then it's actually the 2nd entrance. And you can make that mistake if you're not really familiar with racing here by going down the wrong pit road or pit entrance. And lose even more time. And I'm going to be honest, it's going to be tough to pit here anyway. Of course, these guys can't take tires. We just talked to Adam Maddox. Only one time this season you'll be able to take tires. That is the last race of the season at Langley Speedway. And I'm really looking forward to that race, August 25th, I believe. Royce Schiavano. That's a good pick. I like Schiavano. He's a good guy. And these guys are nose to tail. As Adam Maddox actually did get around Royce Schiavano to move into 3rd place. Taking a look back at the 76, Schiavano. You can see his hands really do not stop turning. Constantly over to the right. A really great shot. All the guys pretty much just following each other. The 5 is what I'm worried about. A.J. Rogers has been taking a different line, and it seems like it's kind of hurting him. He's running in 5th right now. He did get back around Chris Stump, but it seems like it could hurt him, especially going into 1. He goes a little bit wider. Right there, you can see it. He goes just a little bit wider. I don't know if it's hurting him. It may not be. I mean, looking at lap times, he's about even with everybody else, so he just seems like he's having a little bit of trouble getting to the bottom. But maybe that's just his preferred line. I don't know. Maybe his car just works better right there. It was great racing, by the way. We got 5 cars nose to tail at Oxford. That don't happen very often. Usually it's just lap cars constantly battling each other. I mean, these guys are all battling. Here comes Roy Schiavone, took a peek to the inside. It's going to check up that inside line. And the 98, Chris Stump, gives a little bump. Adam Maddox also trying to hold on to the spot. He may actually fall back quite a few spots. We've seen this earlier. And he's trying to squeeze in. Not going to be able to squeeze down in front of A.J. Rogers. Rogers should be able to take that spot. Possibly along with Chris Stump and the 11 of Brian Hacker. Brian's actually starting to work his way back up a little bit. Now up to 7th. He actually fell back to 8th at one point, I believe. On the start of this race, he fell back. Loves Park Motorsports. I love that paint scheme. And yeah, you can see Adam Maddox. He fell all the way back from 3rd, all the way back to 7th. He's actually running a little bit higher line. He's said, "Oh, caution is out." I hope.
Like a protein shake or a bar or anything like that.
Oh, Cole Eastman just went around. Look at a replay. Oop. Make it a replay. There we go. I don't know if he was the call. It was. Looks like he may have got some of the. Oh, he just went around up on the high line. You can see the marks come around. Spins it. He actually didn't get no damage. I'm actually surprised he actually disconnected. Must not be having the greatest night. So, all right, guys, we're going to get a quick replay or commercial. I need to fix my spotter and turn that off so y'all don't hear it. So I'll be right back right after this. So apparently my commercial also got deleted for the sponsor. Now I gotta get that back up. So I'll give me just a second as the pace car ducks in. We're about to go back green as the green flag is out. We're back to racing here at Oxford. So I apologize for not having a commercial up, guys. We definitely get this up. It is a Treadwear commercial, and definitely want to make sure I got that playing. There we go. So right now, it is still the 21. As you're watching him right now, he's doing a really good job on holding that bottom line, keeping it good to go. And it looks like Roy Schiavone is still holding on to 3rd. As we stay single file right now on the bottom. And I also want to bring in Derek Pemberton, who will be joining me in the booth. So, of course, there you go. You see your names. Derek, welcome to the booth, sir.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Nah, it's pretty cool to have you in here. Short racing at Oxford, man. You got to love it.
And the late models, which I'm in the process of buying right now, so this ought to be interesting.
I like having Derek in the booth. He brings a different perspective, and most of y'all know that. Been doing really good. Actually, you've been racing a lot of short tracks yourself lately. You've been racing some super lates. Won the other night at Bristol, as we just watched Brian Hacker get around Chris Stump for 5th place. But yeah, I mean, you've been doing pretty good yourself in them.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, especially kind of getting back to the good old roots, back to the short track racing. So I've enjoyed it. It does feel kind of different from going to all these big huge tracks to go into a short track. So it's a different type of racing, I guess you could say. So this is probably the first time I've actually been able to get in here and be able to watch a broadcast for these guys. So I'm kind of interested to see how this league does at short track racing.
A lot of things about short track races. We watch Adam Maddox now. Adam's actually having some trouble holding that inside line. He's getting passed now by the 14 of Bob Lauren. Something about short track racing, a lot of guys don't really do it as much as what we all like to, because really once you get out of rookie class, the short track racing, everybody focuses on either the NASCAR. If you're an oval racer, you focus on like the NASCAR trucks or B class, Xfinity or the Cup cars. You don't really short track a lot unless they go back to it. So a lot of people get out of it. But I love watching these things race, man. They're so much fun. And I'm going to be honest, if you're new to iRacing, stick with the short track for a while. I mean, even if you make it to C class, keep racing the short tracks, because personally I think it makes you a better driver whenever you do go to like the bigger series, because if you can short track and learn how to save tires, you can save tires at any track. So that's pretty cool to think about for some guys that might be new. And we're watching the 26 right now work on. That's Dale Albright working on. Maddox is having a lot of trouble. He just got loose coming out of turn 2. You've seen that. Now the 75, Jamie Christensen's working on him. Adam's falling way back. He is starting to try to make the higher line work. He talked about it and said his car felt pretty good on the high line and he thinks he can make it work, but he was actually up to 3rd not even 15 laps ago. So it's very different, I guess you could say, to see him not have the great run like we thought. He's actually getting passed now by the 75, and Adam Maddox is going to fall from about 3rd all the way back to 11th now. So he's definitely not where he wants to be. AJ Rogers gets around Roy Schiavano. Schiavano falls back to 4th. Brian Hacker now working on Schiavano. As we are already 45 laps into this race. And what I want to do now, as a bump comes on Schiavano, what I want to do is take our, I don't want to say final break, but take another break because I want to get the sponsor commercial in. We'll stay with this battle, and we'll be right back right after this from Oxford Plains Speedway.
You walk 30 feet away from the car and you look back, that's my car. And I want to have that feeling again, that feeling of the kid when I'm rolling the car on top of the couch. Imagine myself driving that race car. And we all know that race cars had letters on their tires. You want that race car look for the street. Now you can actually have it, not have to sit on your hands and knees with a paintbrush every weekend.
Welcome back to Oxford Plains Speedway, the Oxford 125. We are now 50 laps already into this 125 lap race. I said this race didn't take long. And I mean, so far, we'll get a look at your race summary. 1 caution so far for 4 laps, and I'm not surprised. These guys have really bared down the last few weeks. They haven't had very many cautions at all. The last, I don't know, probably, I would guess probably 3 races. They haven't had very many cautions at all. I mean, you got to enjoy whenever you go short track racing. And a lot of people, like to see, the wrecks and stuff. And I'm one of them people as well. But I love the fact that they can go out here and race this clean on a short track and not have caution, especially a place like Oxford where the track's already hot, because it's the first day race that we go to. I think it's the only day race we have on the season. And so it's a little bit different for these guys. A lot of times they're racing night tracks. And we'll see one next week as well.
Yeah, day racing is a lot different from night racing. Of course, most people know that. But on a short track, especially
Yeah.
day to night, because, I know me and you, we struggled with this personally whenever, we were building a setup for certain league races, for certain league races. You had a night setup and a day race. The setup acted completely different than what
It's weird.
It's weird. And, that's one thing, that it changes even in a fixed race from day to night. It really changes how you want to approach a certain turn and when you want to get on the gas, because the track could be looser, the track could be tighter. You never know.
Especially with the heat and the track. I agree. Especially with the dynamic track. I mean, the track's only getting hotter. I mean, they keep running the same line as we watched them pass for. Looks like that is for 7th. Bob Lauren trying to work around Tommy Haynes. But yeah, I mean, the track keeps getting hotter as the run goes on. You can see the same line they're running. You see how much rubber is already down. I mean, the track's just getting warmer and warmer, and I don't know. I mean, we spoke to Adam earlier. As he does get around back in 10th, but we spoke to him earlier during the pre-race, and he said it's possible he could run the high line. He said it's kind of surprising, especially here. He said he don't know for sure. He said, and my guess was when I heard that was the track temp, because you see how much rubber is laying down. These guys are going to start to have possibly to search around to try to find some cooler track.
Track temp's already at 104, which is pretty high.
And it's hard to tell what it's at now.
Oh, yeah. Especially with all these cars constantly running over it for 60 laps now.
Yeah.
It's warm. It's pretty warm. And since the track carries over from practice to qualifying to race, these guys probably ran a lot of laps in practice. So, that heat just built up even more from that. So, it's interesting. I'll tell you what, our top guys, this ain't easy. They're making it look very easy, but I'll tell you what, especially driving here, it is not this easy.
Yeah, Landon and Logan have been on rails. That whole team this season's been like, honestly, between that team and Royce Schiavano, it's been pretty one-sided. I'm not going to sit there and act like it hasn't.
Royce in this?
Royce is. He's doing 5th right now.
Oh, hey, Royce is in here.
But
that fair enough.
He's running 2nd in points right now, but right now he's not seeing where Logan's running because Logan's running 2nd and he's your points leader, so he don't like that. But I mean, all in all, man, I love the fact that they're trying to keep it diverse. I love the fact they threw in one-day race just randomly right in the middle of the season because it changes everything. And I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the only day race we have because, of course, Oxford don't have lots on iRacing. I wish they would actually put it on here because Oxford does have lots. As you can see, the big dirt piles in the middle. You ever hit one of them? Yeah, never mind, you have. I forgot.
I'm going to say, don't you remember the time that we had a contest?
Is that when you was starting to work on your launch program for space?
Actually, no, that happened at USA and Street Stocks. But thank you for reminding me that. Now, we're going to have Derek International Space Station training here at Oxford Plains. We're going to be learning how to take off properly.
You know what would be fun to race around these if I race one that shifter carts? I just want to. You know how much fun shifter carts would be to race around Oxford Plains if iRacing ever added them?
Well, we're too busy trying to still add dirt stuff. So,
that's true. It would just be so much fun if they had a shifter cart. I'd buy that pre-release. I mean, there's a lot of guys on iRacing race in shifter carts or carts in general. So it'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be pretty big. But I also understand, they
gotta give us what the people want.
Well,
and I tell you what, we don't want more dirt tracks. I tell you that.
I don't. I'll be honest, I don't. But
well, we all know why you don't. So.
Yeah, I'm horrible.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yeah.
I'm horrible right there with racing. You. Yeah, I mean, I'm not racing that crap till dirt license comes out. By the way, which is supposed to be coming out soon. I think it's going to come out the next build. Personally, I do. From what I read on the forums, they're making pretty good progress towards it. So.
Oh, right along with day to night transition is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that would be nice too. Bob Lauren complete the pass on Chris Stump on the inside. That will be for 6th place. Bob's actually making a move up towards the front. He actually started back in 12th, so he's done a good job. Completed 6 passes so far. Now he's pretty good gap behind the leader. He's about 8 seconds behind the leader right now. And, well, everybody's pretty much a gap behind the leader. But here's where the leader can have trouble. Lap cars. And
oh, yes.
And I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if this race is gonna be one on who gets through the most lap traffic the quickest, but it can come down to that. Being we only got 11 drivers now in the race because a couple guys left. Usually when it comes to short tracks, though, it's who can get through lap traffic the best. I mean, let's be honest. That's usually who wins. It's the same thing at Bristol. If you can work through lap traffic good, you're going to win. We're about to find out because the 21's catching about 3 cars, and this is for a position that they're racing for. I mean, Adam Maddox, Jamie Christensen, Dale Albright, they don't want to give up that spot. And you can't blame them, I mean, at all, because they're still in the lead lap, and if a caution comes back out, they're going to catch right back up. So we'll see.
Yeah, I bet you that they're praying for it. No, probably not. I don't know. They could be praying for one. They could not be praying for one. You know, it all depends, I would think, honestly.
See, right here, look at the 21. He's in a box right now. Can't do much.
That's one thing about short track racing.
No. And that's right here is going to allow his teammate to possibly catch up. Now, can he work through him faster? If he can work through him faster,
well
he'll close
one
up
thing
there.
I've noticed that the 21 has been able to do, and it looks like he's able to run better in the middle of it, in the middle of the track, in the middle of the turn. Of course, right there, you know, he was boxed in. He couldn't exactly do that. And the teammate, Logan
Runyon.
He looks like he's been able to, you know, secure it better all the way up against that railing that has costed me several wins here.
Yeah.
You
know,
know,
that's a weird place for that, though. I'm sorry. It's strange to me, too. That curve, like, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's cost me several wins here.
It's just
I wish that they would just scrape that up.
Yeah, man. It's
Get it
weird.
out of here.
I mean, it's cool, but, I mean, it's unique, but, man, I'm not a fan of it either.
Boy, actually, I do like these cars a little bit better than the Super Late models. You can actually see better out of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're a little bit different. The nose is, especially on the nose, if you look at the nose, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I see what you mean now.
And then the spoiler, of course, is different. It's not see-through. So.
I can see.
So it's a little bit different.
Sounds like street stock, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not 100% sure the biggest difference between these and super lates. I mean, I know there's people out there that definitely can tell me. So if you're watching the chat,
there's probably people that are pretty offended by us.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. I'm not 100% sure the complete difference in them. I always thought these right here was just a little bit heavier. I thought.
Yeah. That's what you were telling me during the break.
Yeah, I think these right here are a little bit heavier. I may be wrong. Let me see if I can find out.
I say it seems like Logan is running a little bit better than Landon. Been able to kind of he got the lap traffic just a little bit better than I think Landon. But I think Landon's got, you know, if Landon can just run his line, I think Landon will definitely pull back away.
Yeah, I agree.
Logan, you know, everyone kind of sees how he's running. He's running right next to that curb, and so people are more than likely going to be able to get out of the way. But, I mean, Logan is definitely catching Landon. He's been catching him for the past couple of laps here. Right there, he gets a really good entry. I think his exit struggles just a little bit, so he loses just a little bit of time, and he gained about 700 right there. So he's gaining a little bit, but you know we're coming down to what, 40 to go?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, coming to 40 this time.
So if anybody's wondering, I did find out the difference between them. Pro late models, which is what these are super late models with crate engines, pretty much. Super late models are straight rail chassis, purpose-built cars. They're more aerodynamic, turn easier, faster, but burn up tires easier as well than the late model. So that's unique. That's something different. I did not know that. So pretty much they're a super late model with a crate engine. Which kind of makes sense because I think, you know, Tyler Cox would he'd probably punch me right now if he actually heard me talking about this because I had no idea. But he could, you know, he would be the one to definitely tell me the difference. I'm sure he knows. But according to these cars, from the iRacing aspect of it, let me find it. Hold on, I lost it. There it is. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one again.
Just to let you know here, Logan passed that lap car. He lost about, I would say, about 900ths of a second. He's already he started already running that back down a little bit. Yeah, he lost a lot of time right there, actually.
A little bit there. So a little bit about this car. The super late model, by the way, is 550 horsepower. The super late model. This one is a 3,400 pound car and it's 350 horsepower. So there is a difference.
Not much. But
Yeah.
it is.
I mean, well, it's pretty big. What is that? 150 horsepower?
Yeah,
That's pretty big. Yeah, it'd be like the, Xfinity and Cup car, I guess.
pretty much.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though. At least we kind of know the difference with them now.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely. Thank you, Gene, for donating for breast cancer awareness. I don't know if you're watching. Really do appreciate that. I know Jack did as well. So it looks like really the field's almost set. I mean, everybody pretty much single file. There's not really a ton of really racing going on right now between any spots.
I mean, our closest battle would be for the lead here.
Yeah, and it's a second difference.
Whoa, he gained a lot right there. He almost gained a whole 10th right there. He's better, I think, than Landon. It's just, he can't catch him, I don't think.
And he's got to catch him and pass him. But I'm going to be honest. I think, honestly, Logan, with him having a points lead and Landon in 8th in points, I think Logan's okay with second.
No, Logan, you want to bump and run him.
You would love to see it, wouldn't you, on the teammate?
You know what? I wouldn't mind. You know what? That would be awesome. Coming here for my first race, and I get what I've been waiting on for how long now?
A while now. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's been ever since I think it was right as soon as we changed the track side. I think
so.
Whatever.
So it's been
a while.
Yeah, at least a few months.
Yeah. So Logan, be my pal. I know you've never met me, but I will become your best friend.
He
if you
just
make
wants to
this
see a
work.
bump and run.
I just want to see a bump and run.
That's all. He ain't asking for much. Watching 94 of Adam Maddox. Never mind, that is not for position. Wow.
But that is a good little bunch of cars right there all
There it
bunched
is,
up.
yeah.
Actually, that's just a mix of everybody.
Yeah, we got 3 cars right now, 1 lap down.
Which I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I am too, honestly. You see the 14 going around the 26 of Dale Albright. That is not for position. Now, this right here could be Dale Albright, Adam Maddox. That's a battle for position. That's a battle for top 10. That's pretty close.
I just love listening to the radio during a short track race. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I actually like hearing you whenever you spot a short track race, too. You're pretty funny, too.
Man, I tell you, I get heated.
Yeah.
I get heated.
Heated doesn't even begin.
I'm not very good at spotting short tracks, though. I'm not very good at spotting short tracks. I'm not very good at racing because I get heated when somebody's spotting for me. I yell at my spotter and everything.
Oh, trust me, I know. Trust me, I'm very
I don't like
well
racing.
aware.
I'm a short tracker. I love racing. I love racing street stocks, but Lord of mercy, I get heated up.
Let's see, I got heated last night.
How'd you finish in that one?
I wrecked out.
No, okay.
I was pushing the car too hard.
I wrecked out today at Las Vegas.
Well, that seems great.
Yeah, running
I
for
did
third.
too.
How about that? And guy comes right up the track, kills me.
You know what? That sounds like NASCAR Heat 2 at Daytona and Talladega.
Yeah, right.
That
They are mean.
multiplayer. No, it's the multiplayers.
Oh yeah, they're mean
People
too.
are warming their tires on lap 8 out of 8. I'm like, what are we doing? I was like, for once, I would almost want to go back to rookie again and be able to come back up through.
Yeah.
Man, Logan, pick which way
He
you gonna
has
go.
ran him down a little bit.
Yeah, he almost had it underneath the second. Now it's starting to grow back again. The thing is, Landon's in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. And that may have been what hurt him a little bit as well.
Yeah,
That time
'cause
by, well.
Oh, gee, I jumped up to another 10th
Yeah.
right there. So, yeah, Landon, don't mess this up.
I think he's pretty much got it. I'm going to be honest. We talked to him earlier, and these guys do a good job. This is open setups for anybody wondering. These guys do a heck of a job from their
Oh, yeah,
team.
so I'm not joining this one.
The guys from RMS, Logan and Landon, I'm not sure which one of them make setups. They both may make them and work on them together. They do a heck of a job on building these late model setups. I mean, they are spot on with them every week. I've only seen their setups fail one time, and I think that was a few weeks ago. There was a couple cars, maybe Southern National, and one of their cars blew up. And I think it was because they forgot to take tape off. I think that was it.
Oh, that sounds like me.
Adam Maddox on pit road, and I
I think he
think
wrecked.
he wrecked. Yeah. No.
That's pretty unfortunate for him.
Let's see. He just came to pit road. Yeah, it's a strange. I don't know. That's strange. Thing is, you can't take tires in this.
Huh?
You're not allowed to take tires in a series.
Oh.
So it's unique. Yeah, it's definitely unique. Now, of course, at the final race of the year, which is the longest race these guys have, 200 laps around Langley, which is not long.
No.
They're allowed to take one set of right side tires only. That's it.
As you can tell, Derek Pemberton will not be participating in this. That is way too much for such a small little boy like me. I'm not big enough for that.
You gotta be pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty stout.
And I could barely drive a stock car in a straight line, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know how much work would go into a setup where you would not have to... I mean, a setup where you don't kill the tires, as long as the race is, and you're not allowed to change tires, that's a lot of work that goes into these setups.
That's a little too much.
Yeah, so I mean, Landon and Logan, that's what I was saying. Their setups are pretty incredible.
I'm about to say, I mean, one, that's going to be on the driver. Two, yeah, it's going to be a setup thing. You got to get it to where you're not going to fight the car at all.
I agree.
And for 125 laps
around Oxford,
yeah, around Oxford, where the wheel doesn't turn right. If you're turning the wheel right, your toe's messed up.
Yeah, something's definitely wrong.
Yeah,
you're probably crab walking.
More than I don't know. I was still crab walking here one time. I would still have to turn the car all the way left just to go straight.
Yeah, exactly. So, almost contact. Does a good job of keeping it off the door.
11 to go here. Boy, maybe I should come into these more often. We get done with these so much faster. Than
I like watching these. I love the Wednesday League for sim racers. They're one of my favorite leagues. Not only the broadcast, I mean, they don't take long. And I think that's perfect. I think 125 laps is a lot of laps for a short track, and it is. And I think that's a perfect race, though. It's not too long. It's not too short. And it's definitely not short whenever you don't take tires.
No.
I mean.
No.
Like,
that will take, literally for me, I would take it would feel like 4 hours.
We got a battle for fifth. Royce Schiavone, Bob Lauren. Bob has caught Royce and has really closed in on him.
Ooh, maybe this is where we see our bump and run.
How many times have you shot off the current turn and just go into the field? I've done that numerous times. Remember when we was jumping the cars that night and we was trying to see who can jump the farthest in the field?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was so much fun, though.
No, that's right. It was a certain someone. I think it was Joe. He was sitting there on it. I was like, here, let me have some fun with this. I came out of turn 4, hard in the gas, went down, and I...
Was that in the modifieds for Go Fast?
Yes, it was.
I thought so.
And then I think everyone in the league, and then
everybody did it.
I'm gonna say, didn't we get cussed out by a dude that
guy
being childish?
Yeah.
I was like,
and it wasn't in his league.
I know. I was like, dude, we're at Oxford. What else do you expect?
We have to jump him at least once.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it. Don't be surprised here if Logan, once he wins, or Landon. I'm gonna tell Landon to do that after he gets done with the Zumi. I'm gonna go like, Landon, go jump your car.
Yeah, just jump your car right now. We'll broadcast that. He ain't got no damage. You might as well damage it somewhat.
Yeah.
It don't look like a short track car to me. You need a little bit more damage.
Wait, I'm not going to be able to give out my modified of the race award.
You're not. No.
Guys, come on.
We only had one spin, and that was the caution. It was a single car spin, and he didn't get no damage.
Okay, here's the deal. We're going to do a demolition derby after this so I can give out my modified of the race award.
Pass for fifth. Bob Lauren underneath the 76 of Royce Schiavone. And Lauren takes it. Wow.
Come on, Royce. Put it to her.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. Bob's done a good job, though. He started 12th. Very impressive.
Didn't even qualify.
Yeah, it's very impressive. And I'm going to be honest, I think even in practice.
We're coming to one to go here.
Yeah, we are.
And Landon, I don't know if you can hear me, but just as soon as you take the checker, just jump it. I don't care.
White flag is out for the Oxford 125. We're going to work through 2 more turns as he exits turn 2. Actually, you got to work through 1 big turn because that's pretty much all this place is.
Yeah, I feel like this is only a 2-turn track.
Out of turn 4, Landon Sirocco will win at Oxford.
Go jump it, go jump it, go jump it, go jump it. Oh, I thought he was turning.
And I'm going to be honest, he dominated at Oxford. He led 125 laps.
Don't you pull up. Don't you do what I think you're about to do.
You just pull it right there in the dirt and you just burn it up. No, that's a good win. It's a good run for that team. First and second, you can see his teammate pulling up beside him, giving him a little love tap. And that's a big, big statement for both of them guys. We're going to pull in Landon and talk to him after he burns the house down for RMS Motorsports. Another win for them this season. I don't know.
That's one thing I like about these cars. They can really do burnouts
They can
really
do
well.
a burnout pretty good. That's actually very
Yeah,
impressive.
I'm about to say doing those burnouts at Bristol. That was a lot of fun being able to do that in that car.
Let's see. I was trying to get the points up again, but apparently I lost them.
Good job.
Apparently I lost it. Well, that ain't good. All right, so we're going to pull in Mr. Landon Soraka. Where's he at?
In the tunnel right
There
below
it
us.
is.
I'm not gonna know what mine's is.
Hey, Landon, you got me.
10-4.
Man, 125 laps led. I'm gonna be honest, domination.
No!
There's no other reason to say anything different. Talk us through your night, man. Any issues? I mean, we've seen you battle with a little bit of lap traffic there, but other than that, was there really any other issues?
It got a little free there at the end, more than I wanted to. I mean, if I would have been pressured, it would have been something different maybe. But I still had a little bit left. I was just riding around, so I didn't burn tires up.
We talked
'Cause
about
usually we get a late race caution or something, but
yeah.
for my sake, we didn't get one.
I'm surprised we actually didn't get a caution. We had that one earlier on in the race, and of course your teammate finishes behind you. Man, that's a big statement for you guys. I mean, is there something about this track that you all like? I mean, it's super short, we know that, and pretty much you don't stop turning the entire race. Is that something you all thought about coming in?
Yeah, I think this is more of a setup track than anywhere else, and it's a lot of a driver's track too, because you got to do a lot of throttle control here to keep the tires under you and to still be able to get a good lap.
Well, you didn't get no damage on your car, so it don't look like you've been short track racing. So that's why Derek said no. He wanted to see you jump a dirt hill, I think.
Yeah, I wanted you to go jump it, but nope, just ruined my dreams.
But no, man, that was a big win, another big statement by your team. RMS always doing something right, so good win. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, of course, I got to give thanks to Logan Running. He owns RMS, our newfound friends over Air Precision Chassis Works. They're a fun group of guys to work with, and they've helped us out a bunch. I got to thank Kyle Jones at Kyle Jones Racing Shocks and Dwayne McGonigal at McGonigal Engine Performance.
Man, good job. And another good win by you. Y'all are always up front, so no surprise there. So good job. We'll talk to you here soon. I'm sure you'll probably be back up there here next week, so good job.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, buddy. Let's bring in Logan, his teammate. Hey, Logan Runner, you got me?
10-4.
Man, second place to your teammate. Another great run by your team. You keep the points lead because, and actually probably extended it because Roy Schiavano finished sixth. What was the thought process coming in and out? Was you just wanting to have a good, solid run, points-wise? I know you would probably want to win, but I'm sure you're pretty happy with your teammate getting to win as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to make sure I ran all the laps tonight. Didn't have the best week last week at New Smyrna, and being that I had already used 2 drop weeks before that, that was a pretty big points hit. So I just wanted to come in solid top 5 is all we were really looking for, and we got that.
The schedule gets a little mixed up next week. I think we head to the Bull Ring, I believe, next week, or Myrtle Beach. I believe it's the Bull Ring. How do you feel about heading there? Have you actually had time to test there yet in these cars?
I ran official there a couple of months ago. I don't know if they've changed anything in the physics since then, and had a pretty solid car then, so hopefully we have a good package there.
Man,
I feel like we're stronger at the flatter round tracks than we are like stop and go tracks.
I was going to ask you, how much time goes into building these setups? Because you and your teammate, y'all are always up front. Let's just be real. Y'all are probably the guys to beat right now. How much time do you all put into work on these setups? Because, I mean, it seems like it shows whenever race day hits.
That varies week to week, this depending on real life schedules with racing and other stuff, landing with work. We probably spent 2 hours last night in an open test, just with him in the car and me looking through the telemetry, try to streamline the process.
Well, Second place, started second. Can't complain about that. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, APC helped us out a lot in the A-car stuff. Adam for running this league still.
Good job, buddy. Your team right on point right now. Your guys, you and Lana both right on point where y'all need to be. Possibly looking and talking to the possibly this year's champion. If people don't watch out, Logan's really starting to pull this thing out. So, good job, man, and we'll talk to you here soon.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Next up, we'll bring in AJ Rogers. I think it's our first interview with AJ, I believe. Hey, AJ, you got me? AJ Rogers, you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, started third tonight. Not a bad run. You did fall back a little bit earlier in the race. We noticed that. A couple guys got around you because looked like the inside line, of course. You know, you get shuffled to the outside. You just keep falling back. Talk us through it, man. What was the biggest issues you was facing tonight? I mean, third place, definitely not a bad finish at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain too much about the place. At the very first start of the run, it was pretty tight. But after I got over that, I guess, with tire wear a little bit, it was just pretty good. I couldn't complain one bit.
We talked to Landon and Logan, and they said that towards the end of the runs, or towards the last 50 laps or so of the race, that the car really started to get a lot more free. Is that something you experienced? Of course, this league does not allow tire changes. Is that something you experienced, or for you, was the car just keep getting tight? Did you expect it to go a different way than what it did, or what it felt like on the long run?
Oh no, it definitely loosened up as the run went on. It's just so hard to get on throttle. I bet, barely was wide open at hardly any parts on the track. I mean, you can't come out of turns and smash the gas. You're barely wide open going down a straightaway. And you're constantly turning left. I mean, the steering wheel is cocked to the left side the whole time. So it's a tough little track to get around. I enjoy it though.
Yeah, it's a fun place. It's something different. You're pretty much turning left the entire time. So good run, man. I know the season hasn't gone the greatest for you this season yet. Still looking for that first win, I believe. Yeah, still looking for that first win.
Yep.
But all in all, I mean, I think tonight is definitely a confidence booster. It shows that the setup and stuff you got going tonight, hopefully to carry into next week. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? That was a great run tonight.
Definitely my team, Roughnecks, and my sponsors, our insurance options, and then Midwest Power Source on the side. I got Loves Park on there too.
Right.
But it's definitely my team that we can build these sets and work on these day in and day out. So I got to give a big shout out to those guys.
By the way, you got one of my favorite paint schemes. I just want to let you know that. So that's pretty awesome. Good run,
thank
man.
you.
And go out there and see if you can get them next week.
I sure hope so. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Derek, you missed a couple of laps at the start, but you got in here for most of it. Thoughts on the race?
It felt great. It felt good to get back to good old short track racing. And I don't know if I'll be able to make many more of these as the season goes on, but I hope so, because they're showing that these guys really do know how to race.
I mean, yeah, one caution for 4 laps at Oxford Plains for 125 laps, and it was a single car spin. That's impressive.
You deserve some props. Yeah, you deserve some props.
That's really impressive. I'm gonna be honest. This week's league races have gone spot on. Like, this is the best week of league races we've had ever. Cause Monday night we had the Red Light Racing Series chase race, great race. I think we had 2 cautions. Last night we did the Dynasty Racing League in the Cup Series, 0 cautions at Daytona. Tonight we come here. 1 caution and 125 laps at Oxford Plains. That ain't supposed to happen.
No.
I mean, them 2 tracks that I just mentioned, let's just be real. Cautions happen all the time. Oxford and Daytona. I mean, so...
More Daytona than Oxford, still.
I like our leagues, man. They do a really good job. So, thanks a lot, guys. That's going to do it for us here tonight. I don't think we actually broadcast tomorrow.
No, I think we're off.
I think we are off as well. Let me double check real fast.
I'm looking at that right now.
I bet I'll beat you. We are racing tomorrow.
We're off tomorrow.
Next week. Yep, we're off next week.
Oh no, we're off on Friday.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we will blah blah blah. We will be racing tomorrow. Las Vegas Motor Speedway 955, 110 laps. Should be a fun race. I love Las Vegas. Go Fast Racing League chase race, by the way. So that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Have a great night. God bless. Derek, got anything else you want to say?
Hashtag I'm famous.
Flag is in the air here at New Hampshire. When this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Showers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day